Hello, hello, hello. So this is Misty Cordes. I'm going to give everybody just a quick moment. I know you guys were sitting in that little waiting room in Zoom before we get started. So I want to make sure everybody gets settled in before I dive into the information I have to share with you today. So first of all, thank you for taking the time out of your week to spend some time with me today. I love the topic that we're talking about. I love every topic. I'm not going to lie. Love every topic I share with you, or I wouldn't be sharing it. But today's topic is super fun. Whenever I talk about automating your business, I kind of picture I picture that meme, that crazy meme. I don't know if you, with his tongue sticking out, and he's like, I want to automate all the things in my business. Because once you get turned on to marketing automation in your business, you just begin to realize the possibilities are literally endless. So thank you again for taking the time to join me. So my name again is Misty Cordes, and I'm the founder of Your Marketing Coach, which is a full service marketing agency, and also a co-owner of Pug Shop Design, which is a graphic design business I started with my daughter, Ashley, a few years ago, which is super fun to be in business, I always say, with my kids now that they're getting older. So as I wanted to let you know that I absolutely love interaction. I say this all the times, but here's how you can actually get the most out of today's session. So one is you can type your questions in the Q&A, or you can also type your questions in chat. I oftentimes will just kind of glance over and make sure that I'm paying attention to the questions that are coming in. So if it makes sense for me to answer that, I'll go ahead and do that as I'm presenting. And then some of the questions that come in, if they come in too quickly, I might not be able to get to them right away, but please know that I will reserve some time towards the end to make sure that I answer any questions that come in as well. So today, as you know, we are going to be talking about sales and marketing tasks you should automate in your business. When it comes to business, I think the two biggest challenge that most small business owners and entrepreneurs face is that is time and money, right? Especially in those growth stages of your business. So my hope today is that after today's training, that you're going to walk away from this webinar with a list of sales and marketing tasks that you should automate that will help you save time and then ultimately help you save and or make more money, right? So that's the goal. Now, before I dive in, I have a couple of questions, or I have a question, I should say, for you. So what are the activities right now that you are, that you feel like take up the most amount of time in your schedule each week? I would love to hear this, because by the way, this also helps me to improve this presentation. So if ever I do it again, people are, when whatever you share with me, I can help to incorporate in my presentation so that I can help give you some feedback on that. So lead generation, Christy says lead generation is takes a lot of time, and follow-up. Oh my goodness, totally. The follow-up is always something that people are that people mention when we talk about automation and the things that take the most amount of time. So thank you for sharing that. And anything else, feel free to drop a little message. I'll give you guys a second or two to do that, because I'd really love to know. So Perrier, I apologize if I'm not saying your name, pronouncing your name right too, by the way. It says qualifying contacts in the CRM. So knowing who to follow up with. Absolutely. We're going to talk about that today in the Facebook group. Okay. Taylor says any activities at all. Absolutely. There's a lot of things, like especially in the startup stages of your business, it's probably that you're a solopreneur and you're wearing a lot of hats in your business. So people ask me all the time, when's a good time to start setting up automation? And this is one thing I'm going to chat a little bit more about later in the presentation today. But I think the sooner you can set these things up, the better you set yourself up for success, right? Because when you are wearing all of those hats, it can take a lot of a lot of time out of your day to do repeat tasks. So we're going to be talking about that as we go along. Taylor says also social media is a huge one, for sure. Okay, perfect. Well, as many of you may know, this webinar series that you signed up for is geared around life cycle marketing. So just a quick review, life cycle marketing is the process of providing your audience with the kinds of communications and experiences that they need, want, or like as they move from being prospects to customers and then ideally advocates. I like to call those folks ambassadors for our business, which is what we all want as business owners, right? We want people who are out there who can't help but to tell other people about the amazing experience that they've had with us. Cindy hit the nail on the head. She says integrating incoming leads and then following up with that drip marketing. And that's very specifically what we're going to be talking about today. Now, I want to start off with today's call with a challenge for you. And this is one that I often ask our customers to do when they're feeling overwhelmed, frustrated. And it seems like no matter how hard they work, they just don't seem to be making any progress towards achieving their goals. They just feel like they're in that hamster wheel, that spinning wheel, right? Working their tail off. So my challenge to you is this: take 1 week, just 5 business days, where you set a timer on your cell phone to go off every hour. I know that might seem crazy, but stick with me for a second. If you do this, when the timer goes off, what you want to do is you want to write down everything that you worked on for that hour. So just pull out a pad of paper, just jot down really quick, what did I do that hour, right? And do that for every hour of the day that you're working in your business or on your business, right? You do that for 5 days. And then at the end of the week, review what you've jotted down. Here's what most of my clients come back to me and share. Number one, they start to identify the activities that suck a lot of time in their business, and they become more aware of that. Number two, they notice that they have a lot of tasks that they're completing and doing on a daily basis that are repetitive. And three, a lot of them begin to realize that they are actually kind of drifting in their business. Now, they don't call it that, but what they'll say is, oh my gosh, Misty, I realize how much time I am actually wasting in my business. And yet they feel overwhelmed and frustrated, right? And here's what I call that drifting. A drifter is someone who moves about their business most of the time aimlessly, right? So aside from the fact that they might have an appointment or two on their schedule, they actually don't plan what they want to accomplish each day in their business. And they don't schedule the time to work on their business. So you can often spot a drifter because they usually have a long list of to-dos that they rarely get to. And they're always saying things like this: I don't have time. And here's the thing. I know this to be true because I used to say this all the time. When I was a solopreneur and I started up my business, I was like a machine. I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. That's all I did is ran around and said that. And here's the thing about time. We all have the same amount. And it's how you use your time that makes all the difference in the world in how successful you are in building and scaling your business. So this is actually a message I received from someone who was on a webinar, very much like you guys are here today. And I put this challenge out there to her. And so Maisha said to me, she sent me this message. She said, I attended your growth strategies webinar in June. I signed up because I'd spent the last 3 months stuck in the weeds, knowing what I needed to do, but never really being able to get to the real priorities in my business. So in your talk, you said, take the time to plan the month, that it would save hours of time and increase productivity. I usually say something like 10 minutes of preparation will save you hours in execution. So she said, I decided to give your approach a go for July. Let me tell you something. If you don't do anything else in my business, or if I don't do anything else in my business, I will forever follow your advice. July has been game changing. I'm talking new Keap campaigns, growing subscription lists, launched my first virtual workshop, saying yes to the right opportunities, having confidence to pass on the wrong ones, and plus dinners cooked, family time, and full night's sleep. She said, thank you, my friend. And I share this with you, not to pat myself on the back, but because I really want you to take me up on my challenge. And I would also love for you to share with me what your epiphanies, what did you walk away with after just taking 1 week of documenting what you're doing? So let me put this into a little perspective for you as well, because I like to help entrepreneurs quantify their time, what their time is worth as the business owner and entrepreneur or the leader in their business. So let's say hypothetically you want to earn $250,000 a year, right? And you're going to commit to 40 hours a week in your business, which obviously we know most entrepreneurs probably send upwards of 60 to 80 hours. But let's just say we're going to work 40. So you work 52 weeks a year, assuming you take 2 weeks vacation. That's 2,000 hours a year that you're working in your business, right? So divide that 250,000 by that 2,000 hours, and you've got $125 an hour. So any activities or tasks that you're spending time on that you can hire for less than $125 an hour is actually costing your revenue goals. Now, how many of you are looking at this going, oh my gosh, like, does this resonate with anyone? Just drop a yes. I would love to know, or raise your hand, do whatever. Just kind of let me know. Does this resonate with anybody here? Because I know oftentimes Daniel says yes, right? I know for me, the first time that I did the math on this, I don't even remember where I got introduced to this concept, or even if I may have even come up with it myself. But again, to realize that a lot of the things that I was doing in my business, I could actually hire for a lot less. And even in my personal life, I've actually done this for many years in my personal life. I don't do laundry. I don't clean my house. I hire, my husband actually quit his job a few years ago, so he takes on some of those roles, but we also hire people to do those types of things, because I know in my mind that every hour I spend doing things that I could hire someone for is costing me. So when you get into that frame of mind, it becomes a lot easier for you to make decisions about what you should automate, what you should delegate, and what your responsibilities should be in your business. So if you take me up on my challenge, you're going to realize that you're spending a lot of times on activities that are costing you your goals. So I like to use this worksheet. You can take a snapshot of it, but basically you can pull out a sheet of paper. And I use this with clients, and I'll say to them, okay, after you spend a week tracking how you're using your time, let's take that track sheet and then put them into 3 different buckets. So bucket 1 is the items that you should be delegating in your business. That means those are the tasks that someone else can do. Bucket number 2 are things that you can automate. And today, obviously, we're going to be drilling down on that specific bucket and how you can automate some activities in your business to help free up time. And then bucket number 3 is to schedule. These are the things in your business that you and only you can do that are a priority in you achieving your goals and having business success. And by the way, the reason why I call this bucket the schedule bucket is because you should schedule time in your calendar to make sure these things are done. When someone says to me, Misty, I don't have time to do my marketing, that tells me that their priorities out of alignment, and or they're doing a bunch of tasks that they think are quick and easy, but those are the tasks that are actually costing them their goals. So I wanted to bring this up. I know not all of this has to do with marketing automation, but I think it's important for you to understand the difference between the tasks that need to be, how they get accomplished in your business. So do you delegate, do you automate, or do you schedule time to do them in your business as a priority? Okay. Now, all that being said, let's start this conversation today about marketing automation, just kind of laying the foundation of what does it mean to incorporate marketing automation into your business. So marketing automation is the use of technology, I underlined that, to manage, streamline, and automate processes to help with things like marketing, sales, repetitive tasks, workflows, communications, and of course, the hot button that you shared with me also today, the follow-up, right? Those are the time sucks in our business, but they're important. When I say time suck, it almost kind of devalues the value that they bring to our business. We all know that these things are important, but they do take a lot of time to do if you're not leveraging technology to help you manage and streamline those processes. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So the technology that I recommend that you use to set up your sales and marketing automation, of course, is Keap, right? So Keap is an all-in-one CRM sales and marketing platform. Now, I'm not going to take a bunch of time to dive into all the things that you can do with Keap, because you're going to learn a lot about a lot of these key features as I share the areas in your business that you should automate in our call today together. And if you like what you see, I just want to let you know, at the end of this presentation today, I'm going to share with you how you can start leveraging Keap in your business right away if you're ready to do that. Okay, so just want to plant the seed for that. Now, there's another key point I want to make, which is this. It's the truth about marketing automation, because the fact of the matter is when you set up these systems that I'm going to share with you today, it is going to save you time, and which of course then leads you to being able to have the ability to be able to generate more money in your business. But setting this up does require some training. And I like to say this all the time. Keap is literally the most inexpensive employee that you can bring on your team. It literally is. I don't know anybody that you can hire for the investment that you make in Keap on a month that can do what Keap can do for you. But here's the key. Like any employee that you would bring in your business, you have to train it to perform and assist you in your business well. Does that make sense, guys? Because a lot of times I think when people make the investment in marketing automation and in software, they think that their business is going to magically change because they bought a software. But the software is designed to assist you. And I look at Keap in my business as literally the most inexpensive employee I have on my team. But it's my responsibility to train it so that it can assist me well. I hope that makes sense and that really resonates with folks on the call today. So at the end of today's call, as I said, you'll get a chance to actually work with my team to help train your Keap software if you'd like to take advantage of the special offer that I have for you. So I'll be sharing that with you. But I want you to understand that the mindset about marketing automation is that you have now a tool that can help you, but you have to train that tool. And so today I'm going to dive into all the different ways that you can train it to help you. All right. So common question I get, okay, Misty, it's like, of all the things I can automate in my business, where should I start? Good question. So I recommend that you actually look at lifecycle marketing and you think about each area individually and ask yourself, what am I doing now or should be doing that I can automate? So it also helps, like if you take me up on my challenge, so as you go through and you document all the areas that you're spending time on, is look at those areas that are taking the most amount of time and start with those first, right? Because that can take that task or that responsibility off your schedule so that it frees up more time so that you can work on your business and put more things in place to help you scale and grow. So let's dive into some specific areas, because that's what you guys are here for today. So lead generation is probably one of the most important things that you can automate in your business. Having the ability to be able to capture leads for your salesperson or for you, if you are the salesperson, is essential to your business success. I don't need to tell you that. You already know that. And in Keap, one of the things that you can do is you can create landing pages or forms that you can integrate with your website. So on the left is an example of a landing page that we built. This is a free offer that we give away that helps us generate leads for our business. And then the image on the right is actually a web form that we created inside of Keap. And what we do is we integrate that web form with a pop-up. So if you go over to my website and on various blogs, we'll have different opportunities where you can request free resources that we give away. These are all different ways that we can generate leads in our business. So let me kind of take you inside of an area in Keap. It's called automations. This is where you can build custom campaigns like I'm showing you here to help you capture leads 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So let me walk you through what's happening here. Okay, just take this first line here in the snapshot. So this first icon is where this is a web form. So this web form is integrated with a form on our website. And it's used, we create this form so that we can add it to our website. We can put it in a pop-up, we can put it in an opt-in box, whatever. And so when someone fills out that form, they're added to the next sequence. So this is the form. When they fill it out, they're added to this sequence here. And this sequence is where we set up a process that our new prospect, when they fill out the form, they're added to automatically to our sales pipeline. And I'm going to show you how that actually happens here in a moment. Now, the next thing that happens once they're added to our sales pipeline, then we send out an email confirmation. So a lot of people don't realize this, but when you're building an email marketing list, when you're capturing leads, it's essential, it's critical that you make sure that they confirm their email address. Because a lot of people don't realize if you don't ask them to confirm their email, it's very likely that future communication that you send out to them is probably going to end up in their junk or spam. And email providers are doing that because they want to make sure that they're sending relevant information into their inbox. By you asking them to confirm their email address, it increases your chances of showing up in the inbox. Make sense? Okay. So once they confirm their email address, then we send them the lead magnet, right? So the reason why we do that is because we want to make sure that we have their permission to email them, and then we'll email them the lead magnet that they requested or the free resource that they requested. Now, as you're looking at this, you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, Misty, there's a lot going on in here. But actually, if you look at this process here that I just walked you through, all we've done is we've duplicated this multiple times. So we've been in business now over 8 years. We have hundreds of ways that we can capture leads in our business. But all we've done is we've duplicated this process multiple times, and we've created different resources over time. So now we literally have hundreds of ways that we can capture leads in our business, right? I mean, I've been in sales a long time. I would have loved to have multiple ways to capture leads in my business in the past before I had Keap. I mean, back in the day, remember when we used to have, I'm kind of dating myself. Remember when we used to have to buy lists and cold call and door knock and face-to-face networking, right? And all of those things took a ton of time. Well, today, almost all of our leads actually come to us by us offering them a free resource and having a process like this set up where they can go to my website. I can capture leads while I'm sleeping, while I'm on vacation, when I'm with my family at dinner. I mean, how awesome is that? Think about your business now. Celestine, she says, yes, ma'am, I remember. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, back in the day, it was so much work to capture leads. Today, we're spoiled. So that leads me to this. The next thing that you should automate in your business or create a process for is easily adding context to your CRM, making that super easy. So in Keap, you can actually create an internal form to add context. So a lot of our customers will have inbound calls. So people will go to their website and they'll call their phone number and they'll make calls into the office. So one of the things that we do is we set up an internal form to make it easy for that person answering the call to very quickly add that key information about that person calling and then forward them on to the person in the organization that's supposed to, take the call. Now, by doing this, you can keep track of how many prospects are being added to your CRM through inbound calls. So you also get that reporting element, right? And in addition to that, a lot of our customers are still out there networking, right? On a regular basis. Now, I know COVID's taken kind of, depending on where you're located, you may not be able to do that as much face-to-face as you used to, but people are still networking. And the challenge for most people who are networking is that they spend a ton of time on the road and meeting with people in person. And even if you're doing it over Zoom, it still takes a lot of time to do that. And so what happens is by the end of the week or the day, right, they've acquired a stack of business cards or, people that they've met. And what they do is they take those stack of business cards that they've collected through their networking activities, and they ended up just kind of throwing them in a pile in the car or on their desk. Anyone here ever do that? I know in years past, I used to do that. I used to spend so much time and energy, going out there to drum up prospects through networking. And then, and in the end, I just took these business cards and I piled them on my desk and I didn't do anything with them. I mean, if you aren't adding them to your email marketing list and you aren't following up with them, there's no sense in even doing the networking because you're not going to get any results, right? So if you're going to spend the time, money, and energy to network, you got to have a system that makes it easy for you to follow up with those prospects and add them to your CRM so that none of those opportunities fall through the cracks. So here's how you do it with Keap. So Keap has a phone app that you can download on your phone. So here you are, you're out in the field, you're out there networking, you're talking with folks. And one of the key features in the apps is that it allows you to scan a business card so that you can add those contacts into your CRM immediately. Like literally, it takes, you open up, it's no different than taking a picture of anything, right? It takes that much time. So you scan the business card, and then what happens is it creates a contact. It adds them automatically to Keap, AKA your CRM, right? And then once you've added that person, a window will pop up. It looks like this. So the window says, hey, take a sneak peek at your new lead. So notice where I'm pointing here with this little yellow button. It says select, introduce yourself, right? So when you click that button, here's what happens. Another window opens up and it auto generates a message that you can send off to your new contact. Now this is a sample one. It's not super sophisticated. I just literally took a snapshot from a sandbox app that we use for demonstration purposes. But you get the gist of what's happening here. What it's doing is it auto generates a message that you can then send off to your new contact. Very easy, right? It takes literally maybe even 10 seconds to do all of that. I mean, think about it. How much better would your results get in your networking efforts if you followed up with every contact like this, like the same day that you met with them? And for those of you who are actually doing the follow-up, because I know the vast majority, you don't have to tell me, I know a lot of people they're not doing the follow-up. They're just creating, they're out there making the contacts and they're creating that mountain pile of business cards, but they don't have time to follow up because they spend so much time in the field. Well, for those of you who are following up, but you're doing it manually, how much time could you save just with a simple process like this? And this process actually also helps to ensure that none of those opportunities fall through the cracks. Everybody's added to the CRM and automatically added to your sales pipeline. So I'm going to be showing you some really cool features about the pipeline here in a moment. So I see a couple questions come in. Taylor says, can that only come from scanning a card? No, Taylor, you don't have to scan a card. You can also just, the very first thing that I shared with you, where you can log into your Keap app, you can just add a contact manually by filling out a form yourself as well. But if you do scan the card, it puts the data into the correct field. So great question. Okay, another thing that I want to point out to you in this same area is the green arrow that I'm pointing to right here. This is the area in the email builder inside of Keap that you can select to manage your email templates. So when you click on that little icon, it looks like a little piece of paper with lines on it, a window pops up, and that allows you to select and manage your email templates. Oh my gosh, guys. Literally, this is probably one of the biggest time savers I set up initially in my business. I mean, think about your business for a moment. How many times a week do you send off emails to people that contain the same basic information? Tell me if you can relate this. Before Keap, I would send off an email to a prospect or a client, right? They'd ask me a question, I'd send off a response. And a few days later, of course, someone would ask me the same exact thing. And so what I do is I'd go back into my sent folder, and I try to hunt down the last email and try to remember, who did I send that to? I try to find the email. I'd probably take 15 minutes or so to finally find the email that I sent off. Then I'd copy that and I'd paste it as a response to the person that just asked me the same question. And maybe I'd make a few adjustments, to it or whatever to customize it. Anyone else do that? Like, seriously, I used to do this. I probably spent hours. Cindy raised her hand. She's like, yep, I do that. Exactly. I probably spent hours and hours a week doing that before I had Keap. I absolutely love the templates because with Keap, what I do is I just open up the contact record. I select the template icon, and then I select the email that I want to send. So I might even, so I have this basic template, so I can even go into the template and I can make a few minor changes to make it a little custom, but it takes a few seconds to do that. But for the most part, basically what I do is I just click and I send. So today in our business, we have templates to invite clients to our Zoom call. We have templates following up with referrals that we receive from customers, following up from discovery calls, following up after our sales calls, following up after our proposals. I mean, literally every single follow-up that I might potentially send off to people in my business, I have a template for. So if we leave a voicemail, I have a template for that we just select and send. So this can save you literally hours in your business. So ask yourself, how much time do you think you could be saving with a system like this? And by the way, take me up on my challenges. And you're going to be able to see exactly the templates that you need to be setting up in your business. Cindy says, I created an auto signature that you can customize. Absolutely. So in Keap, you also have, you can automatically add a signature line. I just recently set up a template for an accounting firm that we're working with, and they have multiple accountants. So what we did is we put all the booking links inside the template. So all she has to do is delete the ones that she's not forwarding and leave the one in that she is. So now she doesn't have to go off and hunt down the booking link or the Zoom link that accountant is using to meet with a client. Guys, there's so many things you can do here. Huge time savers. Okay. Next, another key area that you must automate is your sales process. So honestly, I could do a few hour, probably a 3-hour training on this alone about all the cool things that you can set up here. But what I'll do is, just because of our time restraint, I'm going to hit on a few of the key things that I think are important. So in Keap, there is an area called the pipeline. You can see it here on the left-hand side. It's highlighted in green. So when you click on that item on the menu, you have an opportunity to create your sales pipeline. So this is a snapshot of a sample pipeline. So a sales pipeline is the stages that your prospects will go through in your sales process. So this is an example of a pipeline that I often use for demonstration purposes. So the stages that I've set up here, and by the way, you have the ability to customize it to meet your needs, but the stages I have here, you can see, is new lead uncontacted, left voicemail 1, so it's abbreviated, left voicemail 2, discovery call, proposal, you can't see this, it's on the other side of the screen, but it's present proposal, right? And then I also have 1 lost and not qualified. So those are the buckets or stages in my sales process. Well, you might remember when I shared with you about the lead generation campaign, right? I mentioned that inside my campaign that I automatically add prospects to my sales pipeline. So this is a snapshot of how it's actually done. It might look a little complicated, but basically over here on the left-hand side, see where it says create a deal? We pull that little icon out. This window that I'm pointing to here is how we decide what pipeline to add it to. So like in my business, I have multiple services that I offer, and it depends on the lead magnet that a person will request. So if you request a lead magnet, my 5-minute website makeover, then you're added to my Websites Made Easy sales pipeline. So I actually have multiple pipelines in my business. Now you might not need to do that, and that's perfectly fine. But here it gives you an opportunity to choose which pipeline do you want to add them to and what stage in the pipeline do you want to put them in. So super simple to set up. Literally, I keep saying it, but it literally takes seconds. It's just a matter of documenting the process that you have that you can follow. So that campaign adds prospects automatically to my new leads uncontacted stream in my sales pipeline. So this process that I just shared with you is essentially, it creates a list that you or your salesperson can use to follow up with every lead that you capture. So with a process like this in your sales pipeline, you have the ability to track and see where all of your prospects are in your sales process. Having a system like this makes sure that you have no opportunities that fall through the cracks. So Joster says, I have to leave. I hope there's a recording. There will be a recording that's sent out, just FYI, so everybody knows. So your sales pipeline gives you a process to make sure that no opportunities fall through the cracks. As you think about your business right now, do you feel 100% confident that you're tracking all of the prospects that you're capturing? Whether you're doing it through networking or your website, or maybe you're getting referrals from customers, right? Doesn't matter where the source of those contacts are coming from. Do you feel confident? Celestine says, no. Awesome. I love your transparency, by the way. I know there was a time in my business, like I said, I've been in sales a long time. I didn't have systems like this. And I know the pain that comes along with it. That's why I speak so, passionately about them, because I know what it's like to try to keep track of all that on a yellow legal pad or in a Google sheet. Even back in the day, we didn't even have Google Sheets. That's how long I've been doing this, right? So as good as this is, right? This in itself, the things I've shared up to this point could save you a ton of time, give you more visibility into your business so that you feel more confident about making investments and where your money is going to be coming from in your business, right? But as good as this is, there's more stuff I got to share with you, okay? So here's what's really cool. I want to point out a little thing at the bottom of each stage in the pipeline. See where it says automate stage? Okay, when you click automate stage, a window pops up, and the window allows you to set up custom automation. So you can do things like apply a tag, remove a tag, create a task, or send an email. So let me give you an example of how you would use this feature. I use this in my business, and we set it up for clients all the time. So as I mentioned, in the new leads uncontacted stream, right, is basically the list of prospects that you or your salesperson would follow up with. So as you're making those calls, there's a good chance that you're not going to get everybody to pick up the phone call, right? Most of the time when someone sees a number they don't recognize, they're going to let you go to voicemail, and that's perfectly fine. So rather than having them call me back and saying, hey, give me a call back, I'll actually move them from the new lead uncontacted stream. I'll just drag it and drop it, as I'm illustrating here, into the left voicemail 1 bucket. And I'll send out an automated message. And the message will say something like this. So in this example, I'm using Sheila. So, hey, Sheila, I just left you a message. You recently stopped by our website and requested a free resource. I'd love to get a chance to connect with you to learn more about you, your business, and your marketing goals. Rather than playing email/phone tag with each other's availability, here's a link to my personal calendar so that you can schedule a time for the two of us to connect. And then, of course, I'd put the link in there. Now, Sheila receives that message automatically. The second I drop her into that bucket, I set it up so that it sends that email off, right? Okay, I keep referring back to the old days, but think about this. Remember the old days of making outbound calls? And you call someone, you leave a message. Of course, they call back a few minutes later, but you're on the phone making another call already. And so, you don't get a chance to speak to them. So they leave you a message, then you try to call them back, and it goes back and forth, back and forth. I call that phone tag, and it's terrible. It's such a time waste in the business, right? So same thing happens in email, though. You email your availability. By the time that person gets back to you, you've already scheduled another call, and now you have to start back over. That's email tag. And again, both of those are huge time sucks in your business. Imagine having a system like this where you can send the message automatically. It has a link to your calendar, and they can book with you automatically. Now, I know that many of you probably, if you're doing calls in your business, you probably have a booking link. But that leads me to this. Inside of Keap, you have an opportunity to set up your appointment scheduling. And so if you were to navigate in Keap's menu over here to appointments, where I'm pointing to, this is where you can set up your links that you share with prospects or customers. So you can set up a custom link for all the different types of calls in your business. So in my business, I'll do discovery calls. I also do coaching calls. I also do plan your success calls. So I have all these different types of calls. So we have different booking links for the type of call. So that way when it's added to my calendar, I know exactly the reason why I'm meeting with this person. which saves me a ton of time. So I don't have, because if everybody's using the same booking link, you got to go try and figure out what the heck the call is going to be about, right? Which can take some time as well. So once you have your appointment link set up, you can actually navigate back over to the automation section, and you can build a custom campaign. So in your custom campaign, you can customize the reminders that get sent out to your prospect or customer to remind them of the appointment. So like in our business, when someone schedules a coaching call with us, we give them an immediate confirmation of the call. We send them a reminder 1 hour before, and then we send them a 15-minute before text. Now, I know that might seem kind of excessive, but a lot of our clients thank us for reminding them, because I work with business owners and I know what it's like to be a business owner, and you get your head down, you get to work, and then you look up and all of a sudden it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and you're thinking, where the heck did the day go? Well, the fact that we send out that 15-minute before text reminder helps them to remind them, because nobody ever leaves a text unanswered, by the way. And it reminds them to show up. So literally we have probably a 98+% show up rate. It is very rare that someone will forget about a call with us because of our reminders. Now, another thing that you can do with this feature in this campaign is you can actually create a campaign that sends reminders to have someone schedule a call with you. So maybe you set up a series of 5 reminders, 5 emails, right? And it says, don't forget to call, book a call with me. Don't forget to book a call with me. You'd obviously have the gist of your emails would be a little bit different. But basically what you're doing is you're sending these emails to remind them to book. Now, let's say by the time you sent the 3rd email, they actually schedule with you. Well, that because Keap is handling your appointments, it knows when that prospect or that customer has scheduled with you. So what it will do is it will remove them from the reminder campaign, because they no longer need to be reminded to schedule their appointment, because they actually did what you asked them to do. How cool is that, right? So Celestine says, is there a step-by-step guide for these processes? I wish there were. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, the benefit of a software like Keap is that you can build custom processes to suit your business. So rather than you having to cookie cutter figure out a way to make the software work for you, you get to build it so that it suits you and your business and your processes. And the cool thing is, like I said in the beginning, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to work with our team to help you set up those specific processes in your business. So we'll talk about that in a moment. Good question. Okay. I know I'm jumping around, but I want you to get the basic gist of what I'm sharing, okay? So back over to the pipeline for a second. Remember I said that you can set up automation when you move a prospect from one stage to the next, you just drag and drop it. And I showed you the example, like if you drag it from new lead uncontacted over to voicemail 1, it'll send that email. Well, another thing that you can automate is setting up a task. So let's say you have a prospect that has been moved to the create proposal stage in your pipeline. What you can do is you can set it up so that the second they're moved into that bucket, that a task is set up for someone on your team to generate a proposal. Or if you're the one doing the proposals on your team, you can go ahead and set up a task for you so that you don't forget to create that proposal. When your team member logs in to Keap and navigates over to tasks, you can see that here, they're going to see that a task has been set up. See where it says create proposal? And they'll also receive an email reminder of the task as well. So take a moment to kind of think about how much time you're spending each day or maybe week in your business where you're delegating tasks to your team and then having to follow up with them to make sure the tasks are done. Well, with Keap, you can create reoccurring tasks automatically, and your team will have an organized list of the things that you want them to do and the due date you want them to finish it by. So not only can you use this to help you manage your own time and keep you on track, but you can use it to keep your team on track as well. I mean, you could even take it a step further and create a campaign in automations that once a task is completed, it triggers another task or another email or maybe another reminder, whatever you want. The possibilities in what you can build here are truly endless. And the key is that you're building custom solutions for your business so that it helps you with your processes. The key to leveraging Keap is to create a blueprint for what you want and then build it in the software to make it happen. And guys, as you can probably see, there's literally so much you can automate. So I have a few more things I want to share with you in the next like 5 minutes. Just because of our time restraints, I don't have time to deep dive into those, but I wanted to bring them up. So this will create a little checklist for you. And then I want to take a few minutes to share the opportunity to work with our team, get set up with Keap, and start building these automations in your business. All right. Okay. So you should also automate your proposal process. If you have if you create proposals in your business, you should automate the follow-up of that. So in Keap, you can create a campaign that triggers automation when someone opens your proposal, when someone signs your proposal, and even after they pay. Like, you can create processes for everything. Imagine having the ability to send off a proposal and know if someone viewed it or not. I mean, that's huge in itself, right? All right. You should also create a campaign that follows up when someone views your products or services on your website. We call this a abandoned cart. So you can actually track when someone's been to your website or your order forms on specific pages on your site. If they're contacting your Keap CRM, you can create automation to follow up with them. Have you ever been to a website before and you're looking at a page and then a few minutes later you get an email? And you're like, how the heck did that happen? I was just on their site. That seems weird. Yeah, that's what they've done, is they've created an automatic follow-up based on you being on their website. You can do the same in your business. That's how cool that is. Another thing, if you have clients that are on monthly subscriptions, you should definitely have a failed payment campaign to help clients be able to easily update their credit card information so that you don't have to be chasing down payments and credit cards and things like that. You can automate that process. I also recommend that you set up a fax campaign if you have frequently asked questions from prospects or customers. So basically what you do is you create your responses. You can put it in the form of a campaign, or you can put it in the form of a template. There's multiple ways to tackle this, but this can save you a ton of time, just, you know, sending off resources and answers to questions that you commonly receive, or your team does. You can create an onboarding campaign. I call it an onboarding. You can call it what you want, but basically you're automating the process that you send your new customers through. So when someone signs up for your products or services, this is a way that you can ensure that everybody has the same experience and that you're impressing and delighting your new customers by providing them with a consistent experience in working with you and your team. Guys, when you think about, you know, the fast food industry, McDonald's isn't one of the largest fast food, you know, companies in the world because they have the best burger. The reason why they're the largest is because they have a consistent process. That's what allows them to grow and scale in the way that they have. Well, the same is true in your business. When you have a campaign or processes that allows your customers to have a consistent experience with you, if you've got someone who's happy, chances are you put the next person through that same process, they're going to be happy too. And so all that leads to is not only impressing and wowing your customers, but it leads to creating ambassadors. It leads to getting more referrals. And I mean, it's a win-win-win for everybody involved. Another thing that you should automate is fulfillment. If you've got a process on how you fulfill, how you ship, how you deliver your products or services, you can create a campaign to automate those processes, automate those tasks, send reminders, all the cool stuff I shared with you a little earlier. You should also create a campaign to help you with your hiring process. You know, you can automate your hiring and onboarding of new team members, which can save you a ton of time in the long run. Now, if you're not at that place, of course, that's not something that you would tackle right away. But if you've ever hired in your business, you know the pain point of collecting all those contact information of the people that are interested in the position that you have to hire or that you're offering. And it can be very time consuming to collect that information and have those one-off conversations. Well, you can create a campaign that sends that person through a process to qualify them and and determine if they're a good hiring candidate for your business. We're actually going through this ourselves right now, so we've been kind of perfecting our hiring process. So, okay, guys, I hope that you can see there is literally an endless amount of opportunities for you to automate and scale your sales, your marketing, and your internal processes in Keap. I wish we had more time to spend together, but you know, because we barely scratched the surface. But even these key things, if you were able to implement them into your business, it would save you a ton of time. It would help you generate more revenue because you're saving that time. And now the time that you save can be used on the activities that are going to help you generate more leads and convert more sales, which of course we all want as business owners, right? So we just scratched the surface. So what I'm going to do now, you know, I get asked all the time, so Misty, you know, when should I invest in a CRM, sales and marketing automation? And here's my response to this. If you are serious about growing your business, then you should invest in a software like Keap now. So you might be thinking, okay, but Misty, I'm just getting started in my business. I'm literally in startup. And my answer to you would be this. Yep, I'd still recommend that you implement now. And I promise you, it's not going to get easier to implement later when you are busier, right? I mean, think about it. You're thinking, I'm in the startup phases. I don't even have a ton of leads. I need leads. Should I get started? Absolutely. You might be thinking, okay, Misty, well, I'm using a different CRM. Maybe you're using MailChimp or Constant Contact as your CRM. Should I move over to Keap? And my answer would be yes. The last thing that you want to do is spend a bunch of time building on a platform that can actually grow with you in your business. That's one of the things I love about Keap is you can start small and build onto it and it grows with you. That's one of the reasons why we've hitched our wagon to Keap in servicing customers. Because it allows our customers, Keap will meet the customer where they're at in their business journey. And I love that. So you might be thinking, okay, Misty, I'm super busy and I don't know if I have time to set this up. Well, first of all, congratulations. I'm glad to hear that you're busy. Second, it sounds like you really need to automate, right? And the thing is, you know, we can help, right? So that leads me to this, my special offer that I have to share with you today. So I see that I have a couple people that are asking me, what's the difference between Keap and HubSpot or Pipedrive? And unfortunately, I don't have time to dive into that. But Howard, here's what I would recommend. I know someone else asked this earlier. I would encourage you to reach out to me and to schedule a call, and I can explain the differences between those softwares to you. And really what we need to do is we need to dive into your business and what your needs are and determine which is the best solution. I can honestly say this most of the time, 99.9% of the time, I'm going to recommend Keap because Keap does it all. It's an all-in-one sales and marketing, CRM, sales, marketing, and automation. So like it covers it all. So that being said, I put together a special promotion for you guys. I'm calling it the Automate My Biz, which is designed to help you get started with Keap and also give you an opportunity to work with our team to help you put some key campaigns and automations in your business and help you set those up. So here's what I'm offering you in this special offer. Number one, you're going to get a Plan Your Success 60-minute virtual workshop. This workshop is designed to help us get crystal clear on your business, who your perfect ideal customer is, what your processes are, what are you doing now that's working in your business, and then where are those opportunities? The more that your coach has an understanding of your business, the better recommendations they can give to you. Once you leave that Plan Your Success virtual workshop, your very first coaching call, so you'll get 3 coaching calls one-to-one with your coach. And what we'll do is we'll define the 3 key areas that we need to help you with right away. So each call is designed to focus on one key area in your business. So in the end, here's what we find. Through those 3 coaching calls, you're going to end up building 1 to 2 key marketing or sales maybe even fulfillment campaigns. It depends on your business. But basically 1 to 2 key solutions in your business that your coach will help you set up, leveraging Keap. Another thing that we offer is a weekly Ask the Expert access. So we started this about, gosh, we're almost going on 3 years. It's crazy. But we started this a few years ago because we realized, you know, in between coaching calls, a lot of our clients will have questions about the software and strategy and just how to use the tool. So we started offering this Ask the Expert, where every week you can show up, and I have a coach on my team. Her name is Ursula. I can't even speak. She's freaking phenomenal inside of Keap. And the stuff that she has taught over the last few years in this program is unbelievable. But if you are a customer of ours, you get access to this as part of an added benefit in our business. So you get access to Ursula every week. You can ask questions that you have, or you can learn from the questions that are being asked from others in the group. A lot of people tell me, man, I never realized how much I was learning from everybody else's questions. So it's a really great tool for you, and you get access to that forever. So it says a $588 value because that's what we charge for customers to become part of it, but you actually get access to it indefinitely. And then the last piece of this puzzle is you get access to Keap Pro. So I have a special offer for you today where you can get Keap Pro at 50% off for your first 3 months. So essentially you're saving $225. And honestly, guys, if I were selling all of these things individually, I would be charging about $2,600. You have an opportunity to take advantage of this for $399. Like, huge. So let me go ahead and I'm going to drop a link right now in chat. So for those of you who are thinking, man, I want to take advantage of this, I'm going to give you a link directly to the order form where you can place your order. Okay, so I want to point out one thing about the Keap offer, because you might not know this. If you were to head over to Keap right now, Celestine says, what if I already have Keap? That's okay. You can still take advantage of the coaching package that I offered at $399. You just won't need to purchase the Keap Pro because you already have the software. So we can kind of help you there. Great question. Okay, so if you were to head over to Keap's homepage right now, you are going to see that they have a promotion that they're running. I literally took a snapshot of this minutes before I jumped on our webinar today. So they're offering right now Keap Pro at 50% off for the first 3 months. Now, if you look at it, I know I got a bunch of arrows. So this is the Keap Pro 50% off for 3 months. Keap Pro typically retails at $149 a month. Take 50% off, you're paying $75 a month for the first 3 months, right? And then you would, of course, go to $149 a month thereafter. In addition to that, with Keap Pro, you get 500 contacts and 1 user. And there is an initial one-time investment. It's expert coaching. And that coaching is a one-time investment of $499. Now, fun fact, our team, my team of coaches, is actually a preferred servicing provider of Keap. So when you sign up for Keap software, oftentimes we will be assigned your coaching so that we can teach you how to use the software. So in the end, whether you go through Keap or you go through us, there's a good chance we could work together. But here's what I want to point out. If you purchase your Keap software through me, through the special offer that I'm providing with you today, you get Keap at 50% off. But not only are you getting 50% off, you get 2 users, 2,500 contacts, and you're actually get Keap at $99 a month. So what that means is that you would pay $49.50 a month for the first 3 months. And then instead of $149, you're only paying $99 a month thereafter. So you're actually getting a 25% savings even after the first initial 3 months. How freaking awesome is that, right? All right. So if you're interested in taking advantage of this offer, all you have to do is click the link that I dropped in chat. And when you click that link, I just want to kind of visually show you what's going to happen. So here you're going to go to the order form where you can place the order for the coaching, right? Once you place your order for the coaching package that I presented to you, then you're going to go to a thank you page. And on that thank you page is a button. And that's where you'll click the button And that button's going to direct you over to the Keap offer that I just presented with you, where you get 50% off for the first 3 months, and then it's $99 a month thereafter. Plus you get an extra user, plus you get 2,000 extra contacts. It's a lot to cover. Okay, but this is a visual of the process that you'll go through. And by the way, if you decide to sign up for the Keap coach or for the coaching, you're going to get an email from me. My email is misty@yourmarketingcoachonline.com. It's a very long URL, but be on the lookout for that email. If for some reason I get thrown into junk or spam, be on the lookout for that, because this is our first communications together. There's a good chance I might get thrown there. But in that email communication, you're going to get a link to schedule that first initial 60-minute Plan Your Success virtual workshop with our team. So it's really important that you look for that. And then you'll also get email communication from Keap and how you can access your application. Okay, the only catch is that you have to place your order by April 2nd at midnight Eastern Standard Time to take advantage of this deal, because the Keap promotion goes away then, and so does my special offer. Okay, so I see a couple questions have come in. So I'm going to leave this up for you so that you can see exactly what you're receiving, and I'll answer questions. All right, so if you already have Keap, you can take advantage of the coaching package for $399, what I shared here. The only thing is you won't need to sign up for the Keap software because you already have the software. So I answered that question. Shanakra, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right. Shanakra says, do you have an offer for Keap Pro? And actually, yes, this is the offer for Keap Pro. And by the way, if you're looking for Keap Max or one of the other Keap solutions, what you'll do is place the order for the coaching. And if you're looking for a different solution rather than Keap Pro, so if you want Keap Max, Keap Classic, when your coach gets on the initial call with you, they'll have that conversation and offer you the special promotion that we have for those specific packages. I just didn't want to confuse it today. So if you have a need for other solutions, you can do that. The other thing is if you can always sign up for the Keap Pro, lock in that savings. And then if we decide on our coaching that you need to upgrade your solution to a different software, we can totally upgrade you and pass on that the savings there too. So either will work. Cindy says, if you have a different platform, is there support to migrate over to Keap? Absolutely. We love when you migrate from other solutions, of course, because we know that Keap's going to help you scale and grow, and it's going to scale and grow with you. And so we have solutions that can help you do that. So we can totally do that. Shanakra says, yes, Keap Max. Exactly. All right. Let me make sure. I see some questions came into Q&A. I already touched on the other solutions. If you're looking at other CRM solutions and you want to have a conversation about that, reach out to me personally at misty@yourmarketingcoachonline.com. I'll give you a link to schedule a call with me, and we can discuss the different CRMs and which one's going to be the best fit for you. Can you integrate the Keap calendar with Facebook? You absolutely can, and I encourage you to do it. I'm glad that you brought that up. That's a great question. So you know how on your Facebook page, you have an opportunity to do a call to action button underneath your banner image? Absolutely, you can add your booking link right to that call button so that people can schedule a call right to you. And oftentimes we'll actually recommend that you design your banner image so that it points to the button, like kind of calls it out. And Christy says, how many campaigns can be ran at once? Oh my goodness, that's a great question. So here's what we do. I refer to the campaign. So oftentimes we'll build individual campaigns, and an individual campaign will have a specific outcome, right? But then over time, after you continue to keep adding more campaigns into your CRM, what you have essentially built is a machine. Right? And if you think about a machine, when one thing ends, another thing fires. And then when that fires, then another thing fires, right? So how many campaigns can fire at once? Unlimited, truly. But really, it's just a matter of building one campaign at a time and then making one campaign trigger the next. So like as an example, oftentimes one of the campaigns we recommend that businesses build is a customer satisfaction survey. Once we survey your customer and find out that they're happy, that fires the next campaign, which is an online review campaign. We'll ask them to provide us with an online review. So, the reason why we ask the survey first is because we want to make sure they're happy and before we ask them to give us a review. So yeah, so you can fire as many campaigns as you want. Howard says, can you operate multiple businesses under one account? The quick answer is yes, you could. But I would suggest that you talk with your marketing coach first before we make that decision for your business. And the reason is because it can get super tricky about permissions and how you operate your business and whether or not you have permission to be able to email them, right? So there's a little bit of legalities you should have a conversation with, but the quick and dirty answer is yes, you can essentially operate multiple businesses under one account. And I think I have answered all of the questions. Christy says I have a multiple medical device that I sell for. So you can have different sales processes and different sales pipelines for each medical device. I kind of mentioned in my business, I have multiple services that I offer. So I have different pipelines for each one of my services as well. So you can totally customize it for each process in your business. Great questions, guys. All right. And with that, we're a few minutes over. So I've got to go. If you have any other further questions, feel free to email me. Otherwise, take that link, place your order, and I look forward to the opportunity to possibly work with you guys. If you're not assigned to me in my business, you'll be assigned to one of my coaches who are phenomenal. Either way, you're in good hands. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for your input and your feedback and your questions. I love that engagement. And with that, I will see you later. Have a great call.